All right, we are covering all things walking and pre-walking and learning to walk. All right, this is a great one to start off with. So transitions from the floor up into standing without any help in the middle of the room. This is a trick one because some babies will do it before they start walking as a really high level balance practice skill, and some babies will do it after. But the way that babies do it is going to be this. Babies will typically start in sitting. They're gonna come down into a crawling position. They're gonna jump up into bear crawling, scoot their booty back, and come up into standing. So it's how you and I would do it. We go onto our knees, we get up onto like a bear crawling with our feet planted, and then we stand all the way up. Some babies, like I said, are gonna practice this before they start walking. They're gonna play with independent standing, and some are going to do it after. Okay, this is a really common one. When do babies finally take off and decide to use walking as their primary method of mobility, which is what we call it in the PD-PT world? So not uncommon for babies to take 1 to up to 20 steps and then before they decide to actually take off and legitimately walk. What this will look like is it really depends on what the target is. So if you are really far across the room and your baby's trying to get to you, they may take 5 to 10 steps and just like, this is too hard. They drop onto the floor, they crawl over to you. If something's really close though, they're gonna definitely use walking. This is going to continue to practice and confidence build. And as they get better and better and walking becomes easier and easier, they're finally going to decide that walking is the best and most efficient way to get where they want. This can take several weeks though. I usually say 3-ish to 4. And once you can confidently see them taking 15 to 20 steps, it cut me off. I hate it when it does that. I need like 90 seconds or 2 minutes. Anyway, once your baby is taking those steps really confidently, 15 to 20, you know that they are going to eventually take off and walk. Okay, there you go. Okay, how to cruise more than 2-ish steps. My favorite way to work on getting more and more steps is to work between 2 parallel surfaces. So what I like to do, you get 2 chairs, you get your ottoman, you get your dining room table, and you start really, really close and parallel. And you have a toy, you move a toy from one side to the other, and the baby cruises back and forth. Now, at first, they're going to do this by holding on, turning, holding on with the other hand, and then completing the pivot all the way around. Ultimately, what you want to do is you want to start spreading the surfaces apart so that they then have to let go to take one small step to get to the other side. And when they can do that, back and forth, you keep moving the surface until it leads to 2 steps, to 3 steps. And the really nice thing about this is they're working on weight shifting, pivoting, but then they also have a target that they know is safe. Okay, sustained standing play. Number 1 trick here is to make sure that your toys are elevated up off of the floor. So using your couch, your ottoman, your dining room chairs, take everything that your baby loves to play with and put it up onto the couch. The next thing to look at is, does your baby just grab their toy and sit back down onto the floor? If that's the case, you may need to help keep the toy up onto the couch. So you may need to take your block, heavier, big VTech toys, take them up on the couch, and then put your hand on top of them, so that you're stabilizing the toy and your baby can't just grab what they want and sit back down. So sustained play. This also works great with books. You take a book, you flap it, you open it, and you hold it so your baby can play and engage with it, that you can't just grab it and sit back down. The third thing to really think about is that if your baby just takes a toy, puts it back down on the ground, you pick it back up and you put it back up on the couch. So you're just gonna have to spend about 20 minutes a day being a little bit more intentional about how your baby is standing to play.